Stuart, I have a question.
Yes,
So I'm reading your book, Tantra series, and it's in part four, where you're talking about the crown chakra. Um, can you discuss what transformations occur um, when the Kundalini rises to the crown chakra, when it actually opens?
look, as I've said many times, Kundalini energy is. Ryan, try to sit still, please. Thank you. Kundalini energy is like a rocket ship, that really connects the soul of a human being with the state of spiritual enlightenment. The energy is dormant at the base of the spine, and through the practice of inner work, meditation, that energy is activated. In order to activate Kundalini and not do any damage to ourselves, because the energy is very, very powerful, we have to be grounded. We have to be rooted. So we have to have our attention in the third chakra. We have to have built the amount of chi inside that gives us the strength to activate Kundalini. Kundalini then rises into the crown chakra, and you understand, and it germinates there. It doesn't immediately go into the cosmos. It kind of grows. Did you ever see a statue of a Buddha? They have a big bump on the top of their head. Well, that's what that is. It's the accumulation of Kundalini energy. And that accumulation of Kundalini energy forces it to ripen, and that crown chakra will open, and the soul of a human being will move into the cosmos and connect with a higher force of energy. The soul, ultimately goes outside of time and space and begins to free the person who's meditating from their karma, from their attachments to the earth, they become one with God. And that's what happens. But, I can explain it in a very simple way, but this is a very difficult thing to do. You have to really build an inner life that's strong enough to enable you to do this kind of thing. First of all, Kundalini is extremely powerful energy. You could take drugs and activate Kundalini, but you'll burn your system alive. You'll absolutely drain all the creative energy out of yourself because the energy is so powerful. So the chakra system has to be developed that is strong enough to activate Kundalini and strong enough to be able to allow Kundalini to do what it really is there to do, which is to connect the soul of a human being with infinite energy in the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, and bring about a state of enlightenment. As I say, I can explain it in a very simple way. Doing this takes years and years of inner work just to build a system that's capable of doing it. And one of the great dangers of Kundalini is that it's often people activate it and they don't have the system inside that is strong enough to deal with it. As I've explained many times, there are a number of elements involved in this. One of them is karma, your activity in the world, the life you live on the earth, you know, and karma is really strong. As we all know, when you interact with the objective world, life is not, it's not an easy case. It's very difficult to deal. You have to be really strong inside to be able to successfully interact with life without having life drain all of your energy out of you. So you have that, and then you have Kundalini, which is very powerful, and then you have spirit, energy of spirit comes through the crown chakra. And that energy is energy of infinite energy in the universe. I mean, there's no more powerful energy. So there's this trifecta going on, this three-way thing that's happening. And in order for that to truly work, you have to have a chakra system that is highly developed, highly sensitized. You have to have powerful chi inside yourself. You got to be a really strong person. And the incredible thing about inner work is that you wind up dealing with these three energies at exactly the same time. So, I can explain this and talk about it. It took me 20 years to even get to the place where I can explain it and talk about it. But it's a powerful force. I mean, look, we all want spirit. I mean, I don't know if you ever read the Bhagavad Gita, but in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna reveals himself to Arjuna, the archer, the charioteer. And it's as if a light of 1,000 suns suddenly appeared in the sky. Imagine the power of 1,000 suns suddenly. And we're talking about energy that has no limitation. But when the chakra system is highly developed, we can absorb that energy and it gets us even stronger and more capable of dealing with Kundalini, with karma, with everything. We finally attain kind of a state of freedom. We have learned what we're born on the earth to learn, and not as some intellectual exercise, but it becomes living experience. I shouldn't even say we learn what we live, what we're born on the earth to live. And it frees us. You're welcome. Good question. Does anyone else have a question? As I say, I can explain this very simply, but the actual doing of it is a whole other story. Honestly, it took me at least 20 years to get strong enough inside to be able to talk about what I talked about the last 10 minutes. I don't want to chase you all away thinking, oh my God, this is impossible. It's not impossible. I saw Rudy living that way. And after years of working, it's began to happen with me. And the whole metaphysical and objective and subjective, all these different planes of consciousness, they get clear. And then you begin to see clearly and simply what everything is here to be used so that one can grow spiritually. Karma is a very important factor. And how do you work out karma? You got to live with an open heart. God is love. We're here to learn that God is love. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
So, over the past few weeks, very suddenly, a lot of creative opportunities have opened up both in my personal and professional life. And at the same time, I have been feeling much more resistance, more tired, and have had bizarre dreams. How do I make the most use out of the opportunities that are being presented?
Look, Isabel, major things have happened to you in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Major. I mean, I'm talking about extraordinary things. They're going to create change inside you. They're going to open you to the possibility of new creative things in your life, and all you have to do is just stay open, see how it evolves. You know, you can come up to me for some consultation. We can talk about it. And, but just open to it and don't get frantic, don't get tense, don't get, and just see where it takes you. And what you described is really very wonderful because all of life has to be about growing, evolving, new opportunities. What happened? You disappeared. Anyway, it's great, Isabel. And just relax inside yourself and let it evolve and see what manifests and what choices you have to make. And then we'll talk about it, okay? How's that sound? I couldn't be more pleased that these kind of things are opening for you.
Thank you, Stuart.
No, you're welcome. It's great. And, again, you had like a miracle took place a week ago, 10 days, I don't know what it was, but it was like a miracle took place in your life. Such a high blessing that it now opens you to many new creative experiences. Don't jump into anything. Don't get nervous. Don't get tense. Just relax. Let it happen. Does anyone else have a question? You couldn't have asked me a better question. It really opens my heart, what you just said. It really does. It's just great. What's taken place in your life is like a miracle and it's fantastic. Does anyone else have a question? Hey, if there are no more questions, then there'll be a meditation on Sunday, same time. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. And also, just to throw it out there, for my August retreat, there's still 2 spaces open. If you want to come, let me know, let Jennifer know, and it all can be arranged. Okay, thank you all. God bless you all, and have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all on Sunday.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.